How do I check a room guest into my channel manager when they arrive at my property? The very first thing that you need to do when they arrive, you need to present them with your guest registration form. This guest registration form is becoming more and more important because these days you need to record their credit card number, their CVV number and their expiry date. You need to see their driver's licence, and you need, if they're overseas guests and they have a passport, you need to cite that. And in the future, you'll probably be forced to make copies of these. Some guests are getting smarter, the ones that are a little bit dishonest. We have instances where they are using their own credit card. They come in, they'll stay at your property, then they will then dispute the payment with their bank. If you don't have this information, the bank will just take the money straight out of your bank account or out of your bank account that we hold, your secure DPS bank account that we hold for you here. So after you've got the guest registration form filled out, you go to reservation management, you go to daybook, and you open up the guest invoice. I'm just about to do it now. This is a test one that I did a little while earlier. And you'll notice that that's already green because I've checked that one in. They stay blue until they're checked in. I'm going to open this one up now to let you have a look at what I've done. It is important that you check them in because when you check them in, all the recorded information that you put in, then you can use it for marketing, and it stays in the system for quite a while. The only thing that doesn't stay in the system, credit card numbers disappear after 1 week. That's a safety feature that we've got in the system. Here I have the ability to move this guest to a different room. I can change the number of days staying. I can change checkout date. I can fill in this information about the guest, their first name, last name, all that information. I can put a comment. They might say, I will be running late, or we want early breakfast or something, and that can go in there. Travel information is handy for you for the future. That can be pulled out. You might want to know different information about all different guests, and if you record all this information, that can be retrieved. You can add the guest to the horror guest list. What that actually does, they might have left without paying you, or they might have trashed your room. If you add it into here, this will go out to all the other hotels. When they try to make another booking, it will tell you that this guest is, and it'll explain to you why they're on the horror guest list. Credit card information, you should put that in here. You might want to use the red button and it automatically puts it in there. As I say, the credit card information is only stored for a short length of time. If you have your own EFTPOS machine, you can take your payment here. When you take payment here, you can take it by credit card, cash or cheque or whatever. It will then take the amount off the bottom there. Payment through our DPS payment portal. Now we set this up. This is a virtual EFTPOS machine. The banks charge anything up to $50 a month for an EFTPOS machine, whereas we've built this into the system, so you can just use this here, and then at the end of the month you get any transactions you put through this virtual EFTPOS machine, you get paid for at the end of the month. Here you can add in, at the moment I have phone or walk-in or whatever. You can add to this. You can, if you get a lot of regular people from local government or wherever, you can change that. Debtor you might have a local travel agent who you use all the time. You can add that to in here. You can, and by ticking this box here, by selecting a debtor, it then changes that amount on the bottom here to 0, because that means that the accounts are going to go to the debtor and not to the guest. And then when you've got all this information in, or whatever you want to store, it's up to you how much you want to information you want. And then the check-in box is down here, which I've already ticked, and you click the button and it checks them in. And then when they've checked in, you'll notice, as I said, the cells go green, and that means they're checked in. And that's how you check a guest in.